Yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Santosh. Good afternoon to you. Uh, so I think fine that we should start by.
Yes, we
Yes.
can start.
Yeah. Okay.
Good number of participants have also joined.
Fine. Yeah.
We are perfectly on time. We should start.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So let's begin. Good afternoon to one and all. Our honorable speaker of the day, Dr. Santosh Hulagabali and Dr. Mandar Bodas. Honorable Vice Chancellor of Institute of Chemical Technology, Professor Anirudh Pandit. Respected Principal of Vivekananda Education Societies, College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Dr. Anita Kanwar, Library Committee members of ICT Mumbai, Library Committee members of VS College, and co-organizer of this program, Librarian, VES College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Dr. Meghna Sanjeeva, and dear participants. I, Madhavi Vadkar, Senior Librarian, Institute of Chemical Technology, on behalf of both the institutes and organizers, extend a very warm welcome to you all for this webinar titled Expanding Horizons, Evolving Roles and Opportunities in Library and Information Science as a celebration of National Librarians Day. At the outset, we extend our best wishes to all our allies professionals on the occasion of Librarians Day. To begin with, we pay our homage to the Almighty with Saraswati Vandana, along with the symbolic lighting of the lamp. We seek Goddess Saraswati's blessings. By bowing with folded hands, we offer our sincere prayers.
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
So, with the blessings of the Almighty, we proceed further with our program. Librarians Day celebration would be incomplete without the mention of Dr. S.R. Ranganathan and his contributions. Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, Indian librarian and educator, called the father of library science in India, whose contributions had worldwide influence. August 12th is celebrated as National Librarians Day in India in remembrance of Professor of Library Science, Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, who had spearheaded library development in India and was the first person who identified the real need of libraries and library science education in our country. India celebrates August 12th as Librarians Day in his honor. So, Dr. Ranganathan's 5 laws of library science were widely accepted as a definitive statement of the ideal of library service and remain relevant even today in the digital age. So, we pay our tribute to Dr. S.R. Ranganathan with this webinar. So, once again, we wish all the library professionals a happy, fulfilling career ahead. Next, we would like to introduce you all to both the institutes who are hosting this program. Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, more popularly known as ICT Mumbai, was established as a Department of Chemical Technology in 1933 by the University of Mumbai. Today, it stands independent with a deemed to be university status from 2008 onwards. The government of Maharashtra granted it the elite status and center of excellence in the year 2012. The institute has been accredited by NAC with A++ grade in 2017. ICT has been ranked among top engineering institutes of India, and research has always been an integral part of ICT since its inception. The institute has a glorious history of more than 90 years now, and having produced many industrialists, academicians, bureaucrats, Padma awardees, secretaries to the government departments, directors of CSIR labs, and over 500 first-generation entrepreneurs. So after the brief introduction to ICT, we move on to the next hosting institute, that is VS College of Arts, Science and Commerce. VS College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Mumbai, established in 1979, is an autonomous institution affiliated with the University of Mumbai. Recognized under UGC sections 2F and 12B, it has Sindhi linguistic minority status. The college has been re-accredited with an A grade by NAC in its third cycle in 2017 and has received the Best College Award from the University of Mumbai. It has also secured grant from DST, the Feast Grant, DBT as a star college, recognized as a star college, and the prestigious PM Usha Grant in 2023-24. The college offers undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD programs in arts, science, and commerce. The alumni are well placed, and the college continues to make significant progress. After the introduction of both the organizing institutes, we further move on to the theme and coverage of the program. I request my co-host, Dr. Meghna Sanjeeva, to cover the theme and introduce our first speaker of the day. Over to you, Meghna.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Madhvi. This is our 6th collaborative program between the two institutes. The 5 prior successful programs, 2 were organized for the academic community. The organizers are extremely thankful to both the heads of the institutions, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Pandit and respected Principal Dr. Anita Kanwar, for first approving the collaboration and secondly for extending their valuable support during the programs. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We really value it. The heads of both the institutions have conveyed their heartfelt wishes to both our speakers and all the participants. The library and information science profession today extends far beyond traditional roles. It has evolved significantly in the information age. Academic librarians now work not just within the walls, but also handle publication data, measure their institution's research impact, support, and encourage research. In addition to the traditional skills, today library professionals must develop new skill sets. In the light of this, we have planned 2 sessions for today as a mark of celebration of the Librarians Day. The first session will introduce you to the innovations in academic libraries and the contributions of an academic librarian to the various other functions of the institute. And the other session will give you a broad understanding of the various skills and various options that are available in the larger, broader information industry as such. With this, I now request our speaker, Dr. Santosh, who will be taking the session, and I will be introducing Dr. Santosh here before. His illustrious career itself is a mark that why he is the speaker for today. You will understand when I introduce him. So Dr. Santosh is the university librarian at the Central University of Haryana. He is also the ex officio member Academic Council, ex officio member Code Director Publication Division, Director Granth Academy, Chairperson Media and Outreach, Senior Coordinator, Office of International Affairs, Nodal Officer of NIRF, Coordinator of the RPE course, and the former Director IQAC and Head of the Computer Center. Dr. Santosh holds a master's degree in library and information science, for which he has received a gold medal from the University of Karnataka, and he has completed his PhD from the University of Mumbai in the year 2017. He started his career as a documentation assistant at IGIDR Mumbai in the year 2004 and then moved on to the British Council Library in 2005. He served as the librarian at NK Khandwala College in Mumbai for 13 years prior to his appointment as the university librarian at the Central University of Haryana. He has published 24 papers, co-edited half a dozen books, and has delivered more than 160 invited talks. He has 2 minor research projects to his credit, and he is also a blogger, and his articles are published on the Impact blog of London School of Economics. And he has an open interview platform, which is a crowdsourced blog for interviewing experts. Peter Subert's interview has taken widely and has been read by several people across the globe. This interview has also featured on the Harvard University's website. Recently, at the invitation of the Cambridge University, he has participated in a week-long visit that included professional discussions with the leadership team of the university library. He has attended several workshops and has organized many of them, and for researchers, research guides, and for librarians. He is actively involved in various voluntary projects and open consultancy services for researchers and educators. He is passionate about teaching, training, and blogging. We would like to hear from him about his experience in his university at Haryana and also his visit at Cambridge. Over to you, Santosh.
Thanks so much, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. Hope my voice is clearly audible.
Yes, yes.
So thanks once again. First of all, happy librarians to all the participants who are joining from different organizations, different states, and especially the librarians of VES College and ICT College, and all the support staff who are working in the library. So I wish them happy Librarians Day. I'm very much delighted that both the colleges, both the institutes, ICT and VES College are coming together and organizing these kind of meaningful programs. I'm not saying this because I'm participating in this today. So from last 4 years, I think you are collaboratively organizing many programs. So that's really speaks volume about the way you are organizing these programs and how successful they are. So this is a very pertinent topic that you have taken for today's webinar, that is evolving roles and opportunities in library and information science. So friends, before I begin, I deem it my privilege to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor of ICT Mumbai and also the respected principal of VES College Mumbai. And my special thanks to both the librarians, very active, dynamic librarians, Dr. Madhvi Wadkar and Dr. Meghna Sanjeeva, who are coordinating and organizing this, and definitely they are helping other librarians to follow this kind of collaboration and also actively participate in such kind of innovative or very, very meaningful events like this webinar. And also thank all the support staff, all the organizing team members of both the colleges who are organizing this. We have directly or indirectly helped in putting up this show for all of you. So friends, with this, I'll move on to my presentation. So if you could please allow me to share that. Yes, definitely I'll share that now. Yes. So just give me 10 seconds. I'll be sharing my entire screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, friends. So once again, happy librarians to all of you who are joining from different organizations. Friends, today I have been asked to talk on evolving roles in library and information science, innovations and opportunities in the information age. You can see a lot of technical terms in this topic, but I'll be simplifying it when I start my presentation. So friends, we are living in the age of ICT, digital age, computer age. We are using a lot of hyperbolic words to indicate that we are living in the age wherein technology has supported or impacted on any particular sector. Especially the education sector has been very much benefited from this technology. So we are going to discuss about that. And before I start this presentation, let me share what exactly I'm going to do in this presentation. So I need to set a context here because I was specifically asked to speak on my experiences at Central University of Haryana as University Librarian. And also they have asked me to talk on my Cambridge visit. So last month I was there. So basically my presentation is focusing on my experiences at Central University of Haryana, where I'm working as University Librarian. And also I'll be focusing on Cambridge University experiences. So there are two broad, you can say, the parts of this presentation. One is my experiences at my university, and another is my visit to Cambridge University. And the third part is regarding visibility as what are the action points for us, means as a librarians, what are the action points for us, action plan for us as what we should do once we complete this presentation or complete this webinar. So what can we do after attending this, and how we can take up this particular learning to implement in our college or in our university library or college library. So friends, as far as the topic is concerned, this is on evolving roles and opportunities in library science. So here I'm going to discuss on a different role here, because I consider there are two kinds of roles. One is a professional role and another is organizational role. You all know that professional role means as a university librarian or a college librarian, you are working as a librarian and you are discharging your services to the users. That is a professional, you can say, a role. And in that, how you are evolving. So what is evolving? So evolving is nothing but developing gradually. It could be your knowledge, it could be your skill, it could be anything that you can add up. Means that is evolving, right? So evolving means you are developing gradually. You are developing, becoming a true librarian. Maybe you joined in 2010 and after 2015, you feel that I'm more matured now, means I'm doing really good as a librarian. So that is evolving. So the perspective of this presentation is focusing on that kind of evolvement, right? And also the second part is organizational evolvement or organizational role. So being a librarian, you are taking up different responsibility voluntarily, or you are asked to take up that charge or additional charge to work for the university or work for the college on a particular assignment. So in this presentation, I'll be focusing more on organizational roles as how a librarian evolves and how he shows or how he, you can say, showcases his talent or showcases his concern for society, concern for the university, or concern for the sharing and caring nature. So what all things are required to prepare for that, means both for professional role and also for organizational role. So what are the preparatory things that are required? So that we are going to discuss in this presentation. So again, I want to reiterate that I'll be focusing on my experiences, and specifically I'll be focusing on the organization roles I'm getting or I got when I joined this university. And as far as opportunities, I do not consider opportunity that is just concerned with job, that is just concerned with the promotion. But here I take a different look at that. That opportunity means the tasks that are assigned to you. That's an opportunity for you. You may crib, you may complain, you may feel that that's a great opportunity that I should work on that. So that is an opportunity. Learning is an opportunity. When you work with a different or diverse community or a group of professors, group of scientists, so then you feel that you got a wonderful opportunity to learn. And also acceptance. If your knowledge or if your talent or if your work is really recognized, then they accept you. That is an opportunity for you also. And also this the societal acceptance. Society means not that society, sociological society. I'm talking about the professional society, wherein you get respect, wherein you get recognition. That is an opportunity. And that in turn brings you some opportunity. So that's a very, very interesting concept. So I consider opportunity in this perspective. Innovation means anything that you do really good, or anything that you do creatively, little in a different way, right? Whether it is services or initiatives. So I'll be focusing in this presentation on services, as how services are very, very important, how innovative you can be in delivering those services. And information age. So these are the technical terms that we have used in this particular webinar. So I need to justify as how I'm going to cover that in this presentation. So information age means I consider this as one who is informed, one is not informed. And ultimately, we are informing somebody else, in the sense that the way we are learning, the way you are teaching, the way we are delivering the service, we are doing that to inform. And also, once you are informed, then only you can inform others. So that is what is required. So you need to be informed well, then only you can inform others in the form of different services, facilities, or any information kind of services. Now, information age, if you really see the dictionary or encyclopedia, so information age is a historical period, actually, that began in the, you can say, mid 20th century. And basically, it is characterized by rapid shift from industries. Those were traditional industries, and later on, the actual industry started, and they started producing different products, and even information sector is one of that. So if you go back to 14th or 15th century, wherein the printing machine invented, and then you come back to the 1970s, wherein the computers started working in different defense academies or even different sectors, and later on we got internet, and now we are talking about artificial intelligence. So basically, in information age, what we understand is, as far as information professionals are concerned, we are creating some information, or we are giving access to the creation of information. We are giving access to the information. We are facilitating that. So in that perspective, we need to see that information age. And also, friends, in order to work on these areas, means in order to address the evolving roles, both professional and organizational way, so we need to have certain skills with us. So what are those skills that we need to imbibe, or that we need to cultivate? That we'll be discussing briefly in this presentation. And also, we need to take up certain tasks. That could be an outside task or an inside task, or your self motivated task, right? So we need to take up certain tasks to prove ourselves that what we are and what we can do. And also, it's about achieving the impact or creating impact in the community. It could be your user or research community or faculty, teachers, or your own staff members in the library. Or if you say, if you broadly see the information profession or library professions, somewhere you need to create impact, and that impact is very, very important. And how to achieve that, I'm just sharing my own experiences in this presentation. So this is broad overview, friends. So as I said, my presentation is divided in three parts. The first part is about my experiences at the university, and second is my visit to international university, and the third is visibility. So before we go for that, so let us understand what is happening in this information age, or you can say ICT period, or ICT age, or digital age, computer age. So we are using lot of hyperbolic words. So if you read the literature from 2020 to 24, they all are talking about generative AI. That is what is the buzzword now means. And now we are also discussing about applied artificial intelligence. If you read this McKinsey's report, wherein they have highlighted, or they have listed 15 technological trends generally in this, it's not concerned with library, but any field. So they have listed 15 technological trends. The two trends are very, very, you can say, very much emerging, and a lot of research is going on in this. And you can see many sectors that are already adopting this. For example, media, that is working in mass media, that is working on applied AI, and also automobiles, they are working on applied AI, and even pharmacy, medical science, they are working on applied AI. So as far as generative AI is concerned, the whole scholarly community is working on that. Publication industry, academic institutes, research institutes. So This is taking a new shape altogether because we used to consider that the internet is the greatest invention of mankind. Now AI is working in a different way, and AI is a not new concept at all. So AI is there from many years, but now we can see the content kind of a you can say the portion or the platform or the part that is what is becoming a buzzword now, and every sector is working on that. Coming to the library as what trends are really emerging. So I strongly recommend this particular site. You can visit this site, that is IFLA's trend report. It's an excellent site. So here in the IFLA trend report identifies 5 top level trends which will play a key role in shaping our future information ecosystem. So they are not directly talking about the library, but they have listed 5 trends that are really meaningful. And the first 3 are very, very important. New technologies will both expand and limit who has access to information. It's all about the authentic information. Who holds that? The education institutes hold that because education institutes produce that information. The publication firms that hold the authentic information. And it's all about the access, means how to give the access to the public, how to give the access to the user community. So that is a question. And the second trend is online education will democratize and disrupt global learning. So this is quite evident because you can see even after COVID pandemic period, you can see the way we are producing e-content like anything. If a small college or a small university is producing e-content in the form of tutorials or online lectures, just imagine other fields. You just imagine entertainment field or mass media field or any other field wherein content is generated like anything. Nowadays, you are accessing more video content than e-content or than the textual content because we are on different platforms wherein we get to see so many videos, so many audio files. Podcasts are becoming really popular nowadays. And the third trend, the IFLA trend report says that the boundaries of privacy and data protection will be redefined. So this is where means these tend to talk about library also in the sense there is a lot of responsibility from the librarian side also to work on um, validating the content, adding up right content in the library, and also supporting this online education system because you can play a vital role in that. I'll be in this presentation, I'll be sharing some experiences about COVID period also that how we did that time. And also, as far as privacy is concerned, the framing policies are concerned, you can play a vital role in that. Now, friends, there are many positions, or you can say many uh, tasks or roles are emerging like anything. So you have seen that means when once we invented this printing machine, right? So then the new roles emerged in the sense, and also the computers, when we started using computers, the new role emerged that we need to use computer now in the library. We need to use OPAC. We need to facilitate the user to access the OPAC catalog. Then we started discussing about online catalog. Then we were really repenting or cribbing or we are complaining that how to use this computer. Computer is not at all useful for the library. So every time the technology has uh, come up with any new technology, so we have either complained or accepted. And if you see the broader picture of this technology acceptance, so we have accepted, right? So these roles are emerging. You take any age or any period, every time we are facing challenges and also at the same time we are accepting. So these are just nomenclatures like you need to provide research support, you need to preserve knowledge, you need to integrate technology, you need to connect with the community, you need to create the content, and you need to advocate for access privacy, you need to provide literacy service or literacy programs, and also there are so many things. These are the tasks that you need to take up and you need to work on that. But I'm not focusing on this, means I'm not focusing on these roles because these roles will keep on coming. Okay, you take technology or any change in the policies, any change in the policy by the statutory bodies, so these role will keep on changing, these will keep on rolling, right? But I wanted to just I'm just asking you to pay attention to this right hand side row. So herein, I have listed a few things that are very, very important irrespective of any period or age. You need not say that we are living in ICT age and we do not require learning and upskilling. Okay? You can't say that we are living in the age of Google or globalization or prioritization kind of thing, and we do not require this critical thinking, or soft skills are not required. So you can't say that. The roles are keep on coming to you, means you need to accept that. You need to either complain, or you may miss the opportunity because you did not accept that. So you need to play that role, that you are required to play that role. That's very, very important. But to play that role, you need certain things that is there in your control, right? That's there in your hand. Like learning, you need to keep on learning. We say, learn, unlearn, and relearn. That has to be the mantra for us, especially for the librarians, because we are dealing with knowledge, information, wisdom, data, or whatever. And also upskilling is very, very important. If you just simply type in Google and ask for what is research skill, okay? So it talks about knowledge, it talks about document, it talks about information, how to synthesize it, how to collect it, how to synthesize it, how to evaluate it. So the whole research skills are concerned with the information wherein the librarians are playing a vital role. So coming back again at this side, that is, what are the preparatory things that are there in our hand that we can control? That means you can improve your teaching and training skills, but that are very, very important. And also you need to improve your community engagement skills, critical thinking skills, publishing skills, research skills. And I strongly recommend, or I strongly um, endorse the point that one who is involved in research who can only be a better librarian, one who is publishing something who can be a better librarian. In the sense, if you are publishing anything, so then you can teach, means you can really understand in and out of publishing, and then only you can teach and train, because we are dealing with researchers, we are dealing with academicians, we are dealing with students if you are in academic library. So these teaching training skills are very, very important. So nobody is there to, you can say, interfere in these areas, because these are there in your control. So you need to work on that. I just wanted to reiterate that the roles will keep on coming to your way. You need to accept it. And to accept and to support it, to work on that, you need certain skills or certain areas wherein you can prepare yourself well. And that is possible only by practice and preparation. So friends, this is just the background that I shared with all of you as where we are living and how we are living in the age of information, and also what should be our priority as far as accepting this goal and working on that, and what things are required. So this is a background I set. Now moving ahead to the first part of this presentation, that is university story. So friends, this is my story, and I should not say that my story is really unique and it is completely special and new, and nobody has got that kind of story. So I'm not saying that. Okay, so everybody has got his or her own story. They have got wonderful stories to tell, especially professional stories I'm talking about. So I have got my own stories that I'm going to share in this presentation. So you should not think that I'm boasting about myself, because the organizers have specially asked me that I should speak on my own present work experience, right? So I'll be focusing on that. Now, first of all, we need to understand whether this presentation is meant for you or not. Is it really useful for you or not? Or to whom this presentation is really useful? So that is very, very important. Friends, this presentation is important for those professionals. First of all, we need to understand, as I classify these professionals as two groups, right? The first group is they are focused on the job, right? They want to get job, they want to get promotion, they want to settle in their profession, but they are a little bit least bothered about service. They are not that bothering, or they are not concerned about doing something different and impacting the community. So they are focused more on the routine job. So that is one group. The second group is that they are very, very passionate about their work. It's not matter about what talent they have, but they are passionate, they are concerned, they understand what is required by the community, what parent institution requires from my side, and how I can help, how I can serve the community, because this is completely a service oriented industry. It is completely a service-oriented sector, I should say. So this second group that is passionate and they are committed to share something or care for the society. So this presentation is meant for those who belong to this second group. The second group is that group that is concerned. They want to give back something to the society or the community. Now, as I said that this is my story, I'll be sharing my professional story, but you may think that I may be boasting. So I'm just sharing or quoting Bruce Lee's quote here. That is, if I tell you I am good, probably you will say I am boasting about myself. But if I tell you I am not good, you will know I am lying. So it is double-edged sword, I should say. So I'll be very honest in my dealing in this presentation so that I can share whatever I have learned or whatever I have experienced after coming over here as a university librarian. Friends, we should also understand that the organizations wherein we work, so they differ, means in the sense their vision or policy or objectives. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about physical infrastructure. I'm talking about the collection, the staffing pattern, and the facilities that are given to the community. So those are all very, very important. Now, why I'm comparing this college and university, because I started my career with college and now I'm in university. So many of you are in university or college or some special institutes. So I'm just sharing my story as what is the transition and how I shifted from college to university. So before that, we need to understand this librarianship in these kind of organizations. In colleges, yes, definitely that's a wonderful platform to go as a librarian, because colleges have got a very, very, you can say, close-knit community wherein you can directly deal with the students, directly deal with the faculty, you can interact with the administration very easily. So that's a possibility of the college. As far as the collection is concerned, no matter you have a less number of collection in the library, and as far as the databases are concerned, e-resources are concerned, you may be lacking that. And also you may be lacking certain, you can say, the funding and budget and staffing patterns. So you may be facing some difficulties in that. So that's a small unit, I should say, if you compare with the state university or central university. So universities are having multi-faculty department, in the sense a lot of departments are there, different labs, different, you can say it's altogether a big ship, I should say. And also the administration, there are different hierarchies here, and you need to go by that. So every organization has got its own, you can say, methodology, or you can system to operate, right? So I worked in college for 13 years and I moved to university in 2020. So I need to share as why I shifted. Means you may be having this question in your mind, that why I shifted from college to university, or why others are shifting from college to university or university to college. So it all, we all may be having different stories, but I'll be sharing my story here. So I was having a decent work experience. I was having around 13, 14 years experiences. And also I got a good training at IGIDR and British Library. And I worked in college for 13 years. And so that was a decent, you can say, number of years of experience that I got as a college librarian. And I was at the peak of my career, in the sense, I'm not saying that I have achieved a lot in the profession. No, nothing, because I'm completely a user-centric person. I'm not that expert, or you can say the resource person. I do not like those terms. I'm not meant for the librarians. I'm meant for the user community. This is what I always think and act also, because the lectures and the training programs that I conduct or deliver, those are 90% of those programs are meant for the user community only. So I do not consider myself as an expert to teach the librarians. Okay. So I was doing really good in my career, in the sense I was doing well in the library, um, implementing a lot of innovative initiatives, and I was very much contented with that. And I was also well settled. I was having a house there, and kids going to school, they were studying well, and I was having PhD also. So everything was okay. So there are a little bit issues also regarding commuting, and everybody will face that, and everybody faces that in the metro. And now I need to discuss about some very, very interesting issues that I that I really experienced while working in the college after completing 30 years. So I was not happy with myself. Means I was not convinced within that I'm okay here. Means I need to settle here for longer time. So I was not convinced with that. I was just looking for a big canvas to paint. I was looking for a big stage to stand on and speak or deliver services. So I was looking for a big canvas or stage. In fact, I wanted to be in the teaching side because I was more interested in teaching than the librarianship. But anyhow, so yeah, the reality is completely different because the openings are very less in teaching arena. And whereas as a library professional, as a university librarian, there are multiple opportunities in different states, different universities. So this was the reason I thought of shifting from college to university. And also I realized the fact that I can do really well if I go to university, if I go to a big platform. And I was very much sure that I can impact on the community. So I'm not talking about the librarians here. I'm not talking about impacting on them or I can do well in the profession. So my profession is my library. My profession and my community is my students and the researchers and the faculty. So this is what the confidence I got after working in a college for 13 years. So this realization that really pushing me very hard that I should go for some big positions or you can say big opportunities, right? So another important thing is that I wanted to learn a lot. Means that was the craving, that was the you can say the expectation, or I should not use the word expectation here. So that was the intention that I wanted to learn, and I wanted to interact with a lot of diverse people. I wanted to know how they work, how they study, how they do research, and what is the importance of librarian there. So I wanted to experiment that. I wanted to explore. And another very, very important point of shifting was that the experts, I call them as mirrors in the sense uh, they are experts in our field or the senior professionals in our field who know you well. Okay, so they started telling that now it is the high time that you should move from college to university. So I got these kind of feedback from many experts. And by saying that, I'm not saying that I am that very big person or I have achieved a lot and everybody knows and everybody is appreciating. It's not like that. So I have a very small community of my own well-wishers. So they all were telling me that I should take up a different assignment in university or anywhere else. So that journey started in 2020. Yes, I applied for university librarian position without having any interest, in the sense I was not willing to apply for the position of university librarian at Central University of Haryana because I was not mentally prepared, in the sense whether I would go there or not. I was not knowing because I was having a different plans for shifting. So I got into call very quickly, and the interview went on well, and that was the first interview that I gave after 13 years. So I got selected. So this is Central University of Haryana. You can access the university site. So I'll be sharing my stories about Central University of Haryana now. So this is Central University of Haryana. This is one of the universities started under the Act of Central Universities Act in 2009. So around 43 Central Universities we have, and 12 universities started in 2009. And you can see BHU is also Central University, JNU is also Central University, Delhi University is also Central University, and ours is also a Central University. And our university has got a wonderful infrastructure here. It is still upcoming. We do not have a library. I'll be talking about that later. We do not have an independent library building. So I'll be talking about that later. So we have around 70 plus programs here, more than 4,500 students studying in this university, including international students. And also we have around 230 talented full of experts, researchers, and teachers here who are from different states. And our students are from 24 states of India. So we call it as mini India. So you can get to interact with a lot many different students of different community, different cultures in this university. Now coming to the culture. So that is what everybody is concerned. When a librarian wants to shift to any other organization, he is really concerned about the organization culture, or how the organization would be, how they are going to treat, how they are going to take his or her services. That's very, very important. So this organization culture is a very, very important factor. If you are decided that you should continue a job there, or you should settle there, then despite having any kind of a culture, you need to settle there. So what is organization culture? It's organization culture means what is their mission and vision, what they collectively want to achieve, and what they have, what feeling they have about their work, what feeling they have about their organization, and how they are translating this into, you can say, considerable achievement or contribution to the community. So that is organization culture. So there is a lot of difference between, you can say, the college's organization culture and the university's organization culture, because you know that you have lot many departments in university, and everything goes by policies, procedures, and guidelines. Everything is following certain approval processes, administrative procedures. So I'm not saying that the colleges do not have that. Yes, colleges do have that, but therein you are closely connected with the administration, closely connected with the faculty. Here, there are certain procedures, there are certain protocols that you need to follow. And also, as far as approval process is concerned, this is very, very important in the point of view of the librarians, because you can discuss with the vice chancellor, you can discuss with the principal, but you can't proceed ahead without any notings, without having any documents. In the sense, in the college, what happens? Your principal asks you to procure something or suggest you to go for this database, because many teachers or students are asking. You can really go for that. But here there are committees, there are subcommittees. We have GFR rule. So lot many things come in this picture as administrative procedures. And also approval process is very stringent here. Approval process in the sense you need to use the green sheet. We call it as legal paper. So everything we need to put it on green sheet, and we need to submit it to the concerned authority. As a university librarian, you can directly deal with the vice chancellor. You can directly mark that file to vice chancellor. But when it comes to finance, what we are doing is we are marking to registrar first, and then that goes to vice chancellor, then that goes to finance officer, like that. So I'm not saying that we are unique. Many universities are following that. So since it's my story, so I'm just sharing what all things we are doing here. And also the system is very transparent here. That I really like, because everything is ERP based and everything is documented. Even your vice chancellor says that you need to go for this database. Next day, you need to prepare a note sheet and you need to take a signature, and he doesn't mind that. So that is what the system here. And also, this is a wonderful opportunity for the librarians to talk about the issues relating to the library. That is direct dealing. So direct dealing in the sense, not dealing with the publishers, but direct dealing in the sense administration, direct dealing with the vice chancellor, direct dealing with the so friends, there are 5 positions. Those are called as statutory positions in central universities as per Central Universities Act. So the first one is vice chancellor, who is selected by the President of India, who is a visitor of the university. And later on, there are four statutory officers, which include the finance officer, controller of examination, registrar, and university librarian. These are the 4 posts which are statutory. Statutory in the sense, I never explored what is the meaning of statutory, what role or what power we have. So I never explored. I always tell my colleagues that we do not have power, we have knowledge. That's what I understand about statutory position. We have knowledge. The other 4 posts have both knowledge as well as power, but we do not have power. We can empower others. That is what I believe, and I practice that. And also you deal with heterogeneous group when it comes to university, or when it comes to central university or state university. And that is a very, very learning opportunity for the librarians, especially, so that they can build collection, they can customize the service to suit the different kinds of heterogeneous or different kind of groups. But friends, this is there in every organization. But what is there? What is that quality that is universal, whether you join a college or a school or a university, right? So one thing is universal, that is honesty, that is hard work, or that is integrity. So if you are honest, if you are a hardworking person, if you have integrity, so then they can survive anywhere. So that is universal. I'm not saying that if you want to join Central University, so hardworking nature is not required, integrity is not required, or honesty is not required. Or if you are joining any college, I should not say that you need not require honesty. You should have a little bit of honesty. That's enough. I can't say that. So these are the universal thing. So if we are really well in this, if your core principles are really great, then you can deal with all these administrative procedures, approval procedures, transparency, and all these things. That's come come your way. Now, coming to our library, you can please access our university library. We started working on that once I joined here. So we have a full-fledged university uh, library here in this academic block, not as an independent building, because we have got around 32 crore rupees as a library building fund, and already the project has started since February 2024. Maybe after 2 years, we'll be shifting to a new library. So that work is going on right now. We are in the classrooms now in the academic block number 4 in the university. So friends, why I'm showing you this website image here or screenshot here, because this site itself has got a lot many things here. I should not use the word I should use the word we, because we collectively worked on building this particular website. We do not have a building has started now, and we have around 144 web pages in this. You can read and you can check means what kind of content we developed. The only concern is that to communicate what we have in the library, to communicate what we are capable of, to communicate what we can give or what we can contribute to the university system or academic system or teaching learning process. So that is very, very important. And you need to articulate that through your website. I've seen many universities' websites wherein library is not at all located on their homepage. You need to search a lot to locate that. That's very, very, you can say, a disgusting thing. So please try to see where your library is positioned on the university side, because your website is mirror of your library. So that's very, very important. And the second thing is what all you are putting in that library page. That's very, very important. That's very, very important, because the text that you put, the content that you develop in the library side, that speak volume about your services. So it's only, is it only about content development or service development? So herein you need to work on both the things. So you need to have a good content. It should not be just aesthetically good, or you can say it is written in a very flowery language and very, very, you can say, um, having a lot of technical words. So it's not about that. The content should be very, very understandable. It should be acceptable. It should be, you can say, readable in the sense. And also it talks about service, right? So your website should have most of the content that talks about the service that you have developed or that you are delivering. So that's very, very important. So what all services you can provide, that you need to explore. You may be providing a service, but that you are not listed on your website, so there is no value for that. Now, why I'm talking about that? Because in our university, we require that particular kind of information here, because not all the students, they access the library regularly, because we have different schools. They have different libraries. They have their own collection. Even departments are having their collection. So ultimately, somewhere you need to attract the students to main central library, and you should also portray that what kind of service facilities you are providing. So I just want to reiterate that the good content on your website is very, very important, and that should be accessible. It should not be just mere content, but there should be, you can say, a soul in it, that is service. So people will recognize not by what kind of content you are putting, but by delivering that service. Only the student community or the faculty, they know very well that what kind of service provided. I'm just simply sharing few things here. I'll not take much time. So teaching training is very, very important. You can click on this and you can access information about that, what kind of teaching training activities we conduct here. And we really intensified like anything, right? So we are collaborating with the departments, and we are actively conducting. we're actively conducting lot many training and teaching programs here. Let me move this a little bit here. Yes, we have one service called LIDCO, or you can say initiative called LIDCO, that is Library and Departmental Collaboration. So we talk to the HODs of different departments, asking them to provide a platform for us to share about our library, share about our research services, publishing services, or any teaching training services. And we conduct so many programs under that banner also. We regularly conduct exhibitions. We are for in-house exhibition, not that exhibition wherein we are displaying the new books. So we are frequently conducting in-house exhibition wherein our own books are displayed uh, multiple times so that they can get to understand that these many collections are having. For physical handicap students, we have different services. For international students, we have different services. So we can get to know everything in this. So my specific, you can say, specific I want to highlight specifically on a few areas wherein really you can do well if you are good at teaching training activities. Even if you are not good at, but you can work on that, because ultimately that will really work. So when we talk about evolving roles, you are going to accept the technology. You are going to have wonderful hardware or software. But if you do not know the skills to market that, to reach out to that required community, so then there is no use of that kind of infrastructure, right? So I wanted to specify that these are the areas wherein you can do really wonders. That is user literacy. You can provide publishing services one-to-one, or you can provide to a community or a group or a class. So what is this publishing service wherein we talk about journal finders, wherein we talk about predatory journals? We also talk about APC finders. We also talk about Jane and Sherpa Romeo and publisher policies, author guidelines, and lot many things are covered in this, right? So teaching training broadly, we conduct teaching training activities. So you may ask me, what is the difference between teaching and training? So basically trainings are, those are workshop oriented, in the sense hands-on experience. Teaching are both theoretical as well as experimental, uh, you can say initiatives, right? And also, friends, academic writings, so wherein you can discuss, this is what we are practicing here, like proofreading techniques, right? Proofreading techniques, copy editing, summarization skills, abstracting skills, how to abstract, how to condense. I'm not talking about AI here, yes? So that is altogether a different story. But within the limited scope, or within the whatever resources you have, so you can initiate these kind of things, and we are actually practicing it. And also we have this one-to-one assistance wherein we really ask students to come to us and ask questions on XYZ things. We are already listed, you can check that. We have exclusive FAQs on our site. And also I'm going to talk about policies later. So if you see these services, you'll understand that how a university can impact, how the university librarian can work in that. So once I joined the university, the COVID started in 2020. I joined in February month. So March, the COVID started in March, right? So we started some initiatives within the university, and we also started some small initiatives that are really useful for the outside community also. So we started this open consultancy for Indian researchers, wherein many of my friends, librarians working in different states or universities, they also joined their hands in it. I'm not saying that this is a successful initiative, but people understood that here are a bunch of librarians who are very much interested to contribute to the community. So herein what we did is we just shared the email IDs of the librarians, and some librarians got a lot of queries, some they did not get any queries. We were around 25 librarians or 30 librarians who are listed in this. So this is how we started working on impacting the community, right? And this is just one thing that I wanted to show you what we did during COVID period, but within the university, we initiated a lot many things. And during that period, I did not leave my writing and you can say interviewing assignments, right? I have an open interview blog that I launched in 2019 when I was in Mumbai. So I continued with that. So I started contacting the experts for their interviews. So there are 6 to 7 interviewers in this, Dr. Sarika Sawant, Dr. Kumar, and Dr. Sidhu, and myself. We conducted some interviews. So the purpose of these interviews are that we wanted to create you can say, the content that is really useful for the research community or scholarly community, especially the librarians. And in this platform, everything is there. So indirectly, what I wanted to say here is that your writing skills or your any other skill out of apart from your routine job are very, very important. And during that period, that really helped us a lot. And also, I started blogging. I started writing blog articles for London School of Economics. I published 3 articles there and also wrote for some other blogs. And so the good thing is that when you are active, when you are really working hard, and when you are really producing good things, then people will recognize that. And this is Elephant in the Lab is a Germany's blog, and they requested me that they want to share one of the interviews that I did with Jeffrey Bale, and they wanted to repost it, and they reposted. Now, why I wanted to show you this, because I wanted to tell you that apart from embracing the technology, apart from working for the library, you need to have certain skills that will really push, that really help you a lot, and that really motivates you to work even harder, and that will ultimately help you to your library, your community, and you will be very much satisfied and contented that every day when you want to go to office, you will be more motivated because you have a lot many things to do. You have a lot many things or lot many ideas with you so that you can work on them. So one important breakthrough that we got is we started a course called Research and Publication Ethics during COVID period. And in December, I think in November, we launched it. So what we did is that there are 35 departments in our university, 35 departments. And I approached the Vice Chancellor and requested that the University Grants Commission has mandated this particular course for all the researchers. So why can't we centrally organize this? And every department had submitted their proposal to organize this along with their own research methodology courses or the subjects, right? And our vice chancellor, she was very, very supportive and very, very supportive for those who are really working hard and those who are creative and innovative also. So he said that no, better we'll go for it, and that's a very wonderful idea, and it was approved by academic council also. So the library was given the charge of conducting this program, and that was one of the best breakthroughs. You can say one of the best achievements of our library. So in the first batch, we we conducted this particular research and ethics program for 221 PhD students and 35 MPhil students. Right now, our university has got 650 PhD students. And so far, we have trained around 700 PhD students of different departments. So you just imagine what a wonderful opportunity is this. Like means students from biotechnology, nutrition, biology, psychology, criminology, or whatever, they are coming on one platform and they're discussing. And I gave a long list of justification as why this should be given to the library. And friends, my intention was that I should open a classroom in the library because that is very, very required. Because I do not consider a library wherein only books are kept. If the library doesn't have a classroom, because we need to talk in that line, because you need to talk about your services, you need to talk about your collection. So where you are going to stand, where you are going to showcase that. So you need to have a classroom. I'm not saying that it should be a physical setup wherein the classroom is literally required in the library. I'm not talking about that. Classroom in a library concept in the sense, a librarian as a teacher or a trainer, he requires a platform to teach and train. That is really required. So this is an opportunity, friends, as the title of this webinar is Opportunities in Library and Information Science. And initially I said that opportunity is not, opportunity doesn't refer only to the job and promotion. It also refers to taking risk or voluntarily approaching the authorities to initiate something, and you are ready to take up that responsibility. And the students were very happy. And I'll tell you, friends, we got a lot of, you can say, wonderful feedback. Means they acted like messengers or ambassadors of our library. We did not tell the researchers that they should share the feedback about this course with their supervisors or the HODs or the colleagues. And whenever I used to meet my colleagues or the HODs in the meetings or the deans, they always praising us like anything, because the way we conducted the course, the way we invited the resource person, and the way we, you can say, structured the entire course, gave them assignment, evaluation, and everything. was very, very minutely observed by the students, and they started sharing the positive feedback with their supervisors and the faculty. So that really helped us get a wonderful feedback about the library. So this is about uh, the course. Now, this particular course that influenced, that motivated us to introduce many things. Now, there are some critics that they say that, so your job is to provide library service. Why you are into academics? So you may be wondering, you may have this question, or you may face this question when you start doing that. So there are different critics. They may say that you are meant for maintaining the library, not opening a classroom. But friends, you need to face that, because ultimately your intention is very, very clear that you want to influence, you want to take this library collection development, right? I hope my voice is audible, because I got a message that internet is audible. Hope my voice is audible and the screen is visible.
Yes, screen is visible. Sir, but if you could be a bit louder, please.
Okay. So friends, I got an assignment to speak on collection development, and TCS organized that shop or a conference online. So actually, we did not have that much of funding that year, and we were not having that collection also, e-resources also. So in that presentation, I spoke about how to serve the user community without having a collection. You got the point. So even if you have a less collection in your library or less resources in your library, but still you can provide wonderful service. That's possible, friends. So when we started research and publication ethics course, that really motivated us to start different courses. And we started these courses in different years. We got very good feedback, and all these courses are approved by academic council, and students are getting credit also. And as far as the initiatives that we take in our university, so 90% of our events or initiatives are meant for our user community. We do not conduct many workshops for the librarians. We do not conduct workshop for the other organizations. Maybe the time will come, that time we'll definitely do that. But right now we are focusing on building our own community, or making our own community very, very strong. So be it reaching out to the school students regarding reading culture, or organizing National Library Week, or organizing meaningful events for the PG students and the research scholars. For research scholars, we do organize different kinds of activities like group discussion, panel discussion, wherein they only take the stage and they discuss. For non-teaching staff, how library can play a vital role, we conduct capacity building programs. And also for the other the students, research students of a particular field or department, we conduct specialized training program for them under the banner of LIDCO, that is Library and Departmental Collaboration. So friends, if you check our events section, you will get an idea that what kind of events we are organizing and how meaningful they are. And friends, ultimately, this is really going to expose, or you can this give an exposure to you also, that what is the evolving role of a university librarian, evolving role of library professionals who are working in the library. Now, what is the impact? The impact, you need not be worried about impact, because the impact is generated like anything. Yesterday, I got these screenshots from Facebook and even LinkedIn also. You can just check the percentage of impact that we create. Impact in the sense, how we are reaching out to the people, how we are sharing that information that we have really experimented or practiced in our university, whether it is LinkedIn or Facebook page. So we are publishing what we are doing. That's very, very important. So friends, in Facebook group, majority of the members or the followers in that are our students, our researchers in that. And this LinkedIn profile, that is my individual account, and I'm sharing information about the activities that we are conducting. And this really motivates us, right? Now, what kind of roles you get? As I was talking about organizational roles, apart from working in a library as a university librarian, you also have to play a different roles. But in the university setup, those who have worked or working in university setup, they can understand it really well, that what kind of roles you get. Sometimes you do not know do not know that this role is coming your way, means you are asked to do that. It could be any position, any additional charge. Sometimes you deserve that, but you can't do that, or you will do that. It could be related to IQAC, or it could be related to computer center or Office of International Affairs. So when it comes to university, this is what I have experimented, that you do not know, you will be asked to do this job as an additional charge, right? And also, uh, you are not sure whether you can do it or not, but you require support from the library side, administration side also. Sometimes there are few things which are very compulsory in nature, in the sense you need to be part of that, despite you do not have interest in that, but you can't say no to that. And when you get any additional charge, I'll be speaking about that later. So you need to balance that library affairs as well as additional charges. And your library should not be affected in that way. And when you get additional charge, you need to see to it that how your library is going to benefit from that. So that is what our concern should be. And this will really help us in creating impact. The first assignment that we got, I personally got, is becoming a director of IQAC, and our vice chancellor offered. I do not know, means whether I deserved it or not, but he simply said, he called me to his house and he offered me tea, and he said that, Santosh, you need to take up this job. So there were many senior professors here, but he gave this charge. And one thing that we did is we drafted this Citizen Charter and Standard Operating Procedure. This is a very, very lengthy document. We consulted a lot many HODs. We had a lot many meetings, and we prepared this. And this really helped us to uh, convince the authority that what is the importance of plagiarism policy in the organization, what is the importance of open access policy in the organization. So this is what evolving role, I should say. You are evolving, you are developing something, you are convincing something when you are taking additional charge. So that really helps the library, that you can also talk about the policies that are required for the college or the university or the library. So in that way, we drafted these policies, and we got a lot of respect, and you can say a lot of appreciation for these policies. I have shared the links here. So you will be actively involved in policy making also. So that skill is required. So you need to read a lot, you need to consult different experts, and you need to access policies. So if you get any additional response to do work on any policy, so definitely you can bring in the library element also, and you can check, or you can see to it that any policy that is concerning library is there or not in the university. So you can work on that and you can get. So I given you link of that. So right now we are working on these policies: IPR policy of CUH, ICT policy of CUH, and I did not knock the door of vice chancellor or authorities. They understood that here is a person, he can contribute well. So I am part of this as one of the members of this committee. And in the morning itself, today morning itself, we were discussing about ICT policies of CUH with the Dean Research. We had a very wonderful discussion today. So these will really help, because being a librarian, you are considered for preparing a policy document or guidelines. So as an academic council member, I am representing the library. As a court member, I'm representing the library. And I also worked as a head of a computer center for a short period, and also worked as director of IQAC. So these give a different kind of an exposure, and that really helped us library, because a lot of issues related to libraries were the point of discussion in these committees. And also as a publication division director and Granth Academy, we are working on translation services, translation of certain books, and all the publication, institutional publications, audit report, annual reports, kind of things. And I'm also working with the mass communication and also PRO office related to outreach programs, any outreach program that is devised by NSS or library or Dean Student Welfare. So we are working on that. So how to reach out to the community and how to pass on this message that what university is doing. And also Office of International Affairs, this was a wonderful responsibility that was given to me initially as deputy director of that, later on director, and later on senior coordinator. So we admitted 14 international students, those are Afghani students. We admitted, you know about that as a policy, the students could not go back to their country, Afghani students. So the statutory body said that you need to provide them admissions as a supernumerary admission protocol. So that time I worked on that. So that really gave a wonderful exposure. And NRF, yes, I could understand what all things are required for preparing for ranking. So all this gave a different exposure kind of thing. Now, friends, what are the requirements to work in a university, in work with a diverse, you can say, community? And also, it's a very challenging job, I should say. It's not an easy job, right? So all the time you need to exhibit maturity. That's very, very important. How mature you are, how trained you are, how experienced you are. That's a testing point here. And also you need to have courage. You may be an introvert person, or you may be a very soft-spoken person, but you need to have courage in dealing with certain difficult issues. And also you should be approachable, very down to earth, and very, very approachable. And your analytical skills should be very, very strong, and problem solving skills should be very strong. And also it's very, very important that you should be emotionally strong, because you will find a different kind of people. It's there in every organization that critics or opposition, or they appreciate. So you need to balance all that, and you should be emotionally strong. And also you should have a very strong communication skills. I'm not talking about the language, English, Hindi. Communication means you need to know what, when, where, or whom, why you need to communicate. And if you know the WH factors, that will really help you a lot. And also your passion is always tested, and you need to be ready with what you can do for the university. So that kind of spirit is required. So friends, for evolving roles, there are some dependents. Okay, so those dependents, if you work on that dependents, definitely you can do wonders in your field. You need to have talent. Certainly you need to gain knowledge. You need to read a lot, right? And also you need to improve your reading and writing skills. This will really help you a lot to cope up with that evolving role or evolving challenges. And also you need to have communication skills and delegation skills. I can speak on these for long, but I need to cover other things. So I'm just skipping these points, but these points are very, very important. And also it's very, very important that when you discuss with the authorities, when you discuss with the diverse group, and also discuss in a different committees, specialized committees, what you bring on the table means what special things that you bring on the table, that's very, very important. What idea you bring on the table, that's very, very important. And ultimately, your own personality is always observed. So what kind of a person you are means when you talk, people should assume that, okay, this person has got this thought. He has this concern. He has this concern for the library, right? He has this concern for a work. He has this concern for his you can say betterment of his own faculty or his own library staff. So you need to exhibit somewhere. So these are the you can say the dependent factors that are very, very important to work on any evolving roles. So friends, in the first part, we just briefly discussed about information age. And in the second part, what we did is we understood what is the organization culture, or what are the initiatives that are taken by a university, especially the Central University of Haryana. So I just shared my own story there in brief. So coming to Cambridge story, I went to Cambridge University last month. So that was a wonderful opportunity. You may ask me how and when, how did you go there? Why did you go there? So this how factor is very, very important. To answer this how factor, I should tell you that if you have created impact in the community, especially community in the sense your professional community, if somebody recognizes you, then that really helps you a lot. This open into blog that really helped me to contact different experts of different fields, especially the library field of different um, universities. So I also involved in some voluntary projects, especially the UNESCO project, wherein I mentored um, one project researcher. So that contact really helped me, and I got invitation from Cambridge University to visit for 1 week, and our university sponsored that. And this is a wonderful university wherein you can get to know how 800 years old university looks like. That was a completely a different experience altogether. So this is a main reading room, and this is a main reading room wherein a lot of terminals are kept for accessing different resources, right? So friends, I need to share this very interesting, you can say, the schedule So for 1 week, I accessed different sections, especially I accessed the archive section and map section because I had not seen such kind of a section there because they have got a lot many historical artifacts ranging from Sumerian civilization to the present day. They are emphasizing more on keeping all those historical archives, historical documents. So on the final day, the last day on 2nd July, we had this professional discussion with the leadership team for 1 week or 8 days. I accessed the library. I got good exposure. I interacted with the library staff, and later on 2nd July, we had discussion with the leadership team, and I discussed with the different officers, including Director of Academic Services. This is Deputy Librarian, um, Dr. Fleck. And also I visited Sydney Sussex College archive section. And herein I interact with the digital services, interacted with the staff concerning open access, policy making, and also archive section, map section. So that was a completely different experience for me because in the universities here, we do not have archives. We do not value that archival system. We do not have that kind of system wherein we collect different kind of collection, right? And technologically, they are far, far advanced, I should say. So this is what the learning in brief. Let me touch on it. So what I learned from that particular visit is that they are highly service centric. They have a lot of service centric initiatives and they prefer this service centric approach. The simple assignment for all of you is that you just go and check Cambridge University site or any other international university that's performing really well, and you will see a lot of content that is service oriented or service centric, and wherein you can understand that how they value the customers or how they value the users, and also they have commitment to preserve knowledge. And that's a very, very gigantic task to accept the manuscripts or the artifacts or historical documents and catalog them and put it on the portal. That's very, very challenging, and they are doing that. And they value the sharing culture in the sense they are sharing a lot many historical documents online free of cost. And if you see their open access, you can say open access portal or data research data management, they have got a lot many web pages on that. So you will understand that what kind of sharing culture they have. And also they have got different policies and they value implementation, and all those are well implemented. So it's not that the policy is there, but implementation is not there. And they comply with all the policy rules and regulation. And we had a very long discussion on policy also. And also they give equal value for resources in the sense that the print books are not necessary now. Now we are living in the age of information communication technology. We have got access to e-resources on our mobile phones. So why the books are required? Why print books are required? So it's not that. So they value both the you can say the resources. They do not discriminate. They do have they have around 11 million print books, and they have got a different warehouse in Ely, ELY. It's 30 miles away from Cambridge Shire, and there means if you ask any book, so they will be providing you within 24 hours. So that was the service. So friends, if we get another opportunity to speak on this, we'll be discussing it differently. We'll be discussing in depth on that. Now I completed the second part of this presentation, and very quickly I'll be completing this third part of this presentation, that is visibility. Now we understood what is the evolving role of university librarian or librarian in an academic field, and how international visit give a different exposure, how working with different or diverse, you can say, the community, that will really help you or help your library to sustain the services or introduce new services. Now, coming to visibility, your visibility is very, very important. There is a popular quote that your personal brand is not what you say online, it's what Google says about you. But I have changed it a little bit. Your personal brand is not what you say on the professional platforms, it is what professional experts say about you. If the experts in your domain, they are recognizing you, they know your value, although you are a silent worker, but if they understand that you have contributed something to this community or the user community or the libraries, then that really helps you a lot. And this particular this impact or the feedback is very, very important for a library. Now, friend, what we need to do means how to communicate what we are doing. So the first thing is that you need to have a very strong website. You need to have a representation, or you need to have sufficient content about your library on the universities or the institutes, the college website. And you need to have a full-fledged library website. This is what I believe. Okay. And apart from that, being a librarian, being a publisher, being an author, being a researcher, you need to have your presence on different platforms. Like you need to have your author ID in ORCID. You need to have your Google profile, right? That's very, very important. You also need to have individual website. That really helps you a lot. And you need to be on LinkedIn or any other platform that is really going to help you a lot, because I'm getting a lot of benefit from being on LinkedIn than Facebook, right? And also your work should be discussed on third party sites, in the sense, if third party sites, like for example, Elephant in the Lab hosted my into post, and I delivered a lecture in 2013 in JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and still that information is there on their site. So these collectively help you a lot. And somebody wants to check about you or about your library or about your contribution, so if your presence is there on multiple platforms, the third party platforms, that really helps. So I request all of you to have this particular agenda right now, developing a wonderful library website, developing your own individual website, and also having a page on Facebook for your library, and also having a very good content, or very good, you can say, the updates on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a wonderful platform, especially for your own individual growth. So that's very, very important. And friends, it's not sufficient. You need to follow the best of the best people. You need to comment on their write-up or the articles or the videos or the podcast. And also you need to network. So for that, you need to be on different platforms. And also you need to be with such group or such forums wherein very serious issues are discussed, very professional issues are discussed, wherein your suggestions are well accepted or rejected, but they value your participation. That's very, very important. It could be WhatsApp group or any email group. So you need to expand your professional network very, very in a very, very systematic way. You need not be that aggressive to expand that. If you are aggressive, you should have that potential to showcase that how well you are. So you need to silently work. This is what my policy is. You just focus on your work and the world will definitely come to you. And also, friends, please help other librarians. That's very, very important. Please provide them free consultancy. Please take up their questions. Help the librarian of a school which is adjacent to you. So have your own community of librarians or library professionals in your own town, in your own city, in your own locality. That's very, very important. And apart from that, free consultancy, open consultancy is not meant only for the librarians, but also for the other community, like teachers who really require your expertise, who really require your wisdom, and researchers especially, right? So that's very, very important, and that will really help you getting the referrals, in the sense uh, you will get some assignments because you have helped somebody, or you have that knowledge, somebody has recognized that, and you get referrals. And this is how I went to Cambridge University. And also, friends, in our life, we need to have mentors in personal life and professional life. These mentors will really help you a lot. And also, if you have any skill, if you are interested in art, music, dancing, or everything, so please don't leave that. Okay, you work on that. That will also help you in your profession. So you be a painter, or a drummer, or a guitarist, or whatever. So this skill also help you a lot. So finally, I just wanted to share a few things that you need to consume, right? Because you need to keep on reading or updating your knowledge. That's very, very important. If you do not consume right, then you can't deliver. Somewhere you need motivations. I strongly recommend these videos, these two TED Talks that you need to watch. That is how to find the person who can help you get ahead at work. So how mentors really help you a lot. And also, this is a second video here I'm recommending, that is, want to get great at something, you need to get a coach. So you will understand the value of a mentor, you will understand the value of a critic, you will understand the value of a guru, or you will understand the value of a senior professional who can understand, who know you, and who can guide you better. So The mentors are there beside you, means you need to explore, you need to knock the door, and people are there to comment, and people are there to guide you a lot. And friends, lastly, I just wanted to leave this presentation with this particular slide, that you need to consume right, means you need to read a book or read books that are really going to help you, or help you work really well in the profession. I can recommend a couple of books. Those are really important, like Catalyst by Chandramouli Venkatesan. So that's very, very interesting, because he talks about creating an internal impact and outer impact. In the sense, you need to create impact within the organization first. You need to create external impact later. Some are having external impact well, they do not have internal impact. So it's like that, likewise. I also want you to read Go Kiss the World by Subrata Bakchi. And his another book, The Professional, is also wonderful. You need to read that. And if you want to go abroad, and especially two books are very, very important, you can read A Better India, Better World by Narayan Murthy, and Imagining India by Nandan Nilekani. So these two books are very, very important. And if you want to be a better trainer or the storyteller, you can read Stories at Work by I forgot his name, but there are many books that you can read, right? So friends, there are a lot of potential areas if you are a little bit different, special, and you always bring some new ideas, then there is a big scope for you. And once you start um, impactful initiatives, people will recognize you, and there are a lot of takers for that. And everywhere, creative approach is really valued. And if you showcase your teaching and training skills, definitely the community will be impressed, and you can really reach out to the community for showcasing what kind of services you have. And also, I said that you need to involve in publishing activities like writing papers for blog, writing papers for journals. And there are a lot of potential areas like open access, open research data. There are many areas wherein you can do wonders. So to wind up this, just I wanted to recap what all we discussed. So the roles are going to evolve, right? So the preparation is up to us. That is very, very important. We need to be prepared, very prepared. And also we need to prepare very hard. And I've shared you certain skills. That skills are very, very important. And you need to and you can face this situation very well when you are prepared. And you can also handle the issues and handle the people really well. And this will really help you influence and impact on the community. And the potential area is user-centric approach. So you work on devising lot many user-centric services or work that will really help. And also you need to understand your own trait, as in what way you are good, means in what areas you are best and better or whatever. So if you are good at the training, you can do well. And if you are good at technology, so work in that direction. And in every area, you have got potential opportunities. And also you need to consume right, you need to read, write the right things. So that will really help you. And also connect with the seniors, the experts, communicate your achievement, communicate the issues that you are facing so that you can get solutions. And the consistency is also very, very important, friends. You have worked very hard this year, but next year you are taking rest, so that doesn't work. So you need to consistently contribute to the community. And also you need to invest time in self-learning. That's very, very important. That's come by reading and even watching good stuff and listening to good stuff. So you will be getting the reward, means rewarding returns, I should say, because this is what I'm enjoying. So friend, so far we saw three different stories here. We initially we saw how university function and what kind of service being provided in university. In the second part, we saw what is the importance of international exposure. And in the third part, we spoke about creating impact through visibility. So friends, this is my story. Hope this you found it interesting. You may be having very interesting story, or you will be having very interesting story that is worth listening to. And I'm sure you are going to work in a very, very different direction that will really help the community well, and you will really influence, and also you will, you can say, bring a lot of respect to the library profession, because we are celebrating Librarians Day, and this is very, very apt to say that you are the face of this profession. If you showcase really well, if you showcase your face or your initiatives really well, the community will understand that yes, here are the professionals who are really great, and without them we can't survive or sustain our business. So that is what is required. Hope you are really doing well. You are really going to work on this and you will really do well in this way. Once again, I thank the organizers, especially Dr. Meghna ji and Dr. Madhvi ji. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. And I'll be very happy if you have any questions to ask, and I'll be sharing this presentation with all of you. So thank you so much.
Indeed, Dr. Santosh, it was wonderful. And there are questions in our chat box. The first question asked was, are you using any discovery services at your library? And if yes, then the participant would like to know more about it.
Yeah, that's a good question. We are not using a discovery service now. We are using remote access service now. So still under the pipeline. So we may be implementing it in 3 months.
The other question was about giving some more details about the service LIDCO.
Yeah, so that is very fancily we coined that acronym, that is LIDCO, library and departmental collaborations. What we are doing is that anyway, we organize some events with different departments. So we simply contact them and say that, so this will be a collaborative effort. So when we say collaborative effort means the HOD will also be there in the program. So he also speaks about the event and he addresses the student. He helps us gather the community or the students in the classroom. So that really helps. So when you share about this in a news item or when you share about this on a website, so that really comes out well, saying that how a library is collaborating with a department, how a department is collaborating with the library. And if you see NEP, we are talking about collaboration or interlinking or interdepartmental relations. That will really help.
Madhvi ma'am, any more questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask Dr. Santosh that how important do you feel that networking or connecting with other professionals help in advancing your own professional career? I mean, where would you rate it?
So, madam, that depends on what kind of contacts I have. For example, especially we need a lot of support from 2 or 3 kind of experts, especially those who are from a legal background, those who are from technological background, and those who have got, you can say, a good exposure about academic industry, right? So we are librarians. For example, I do not know the approval process. I do not know how to start this course. I have the idea, but I do not know. Means I need to talk to the concerned person in that field, especially the dean academic, if he's within the university or outside the university. And some cases you will face some legal issues also. For example, you sign a lot of contracts and sign a lot of agreements. And some cases you are held up. Means if you know somebody from law department, yes, you can contact. Even in our library purchase committee also, we have a legal advisor or the professor who is advising. But as far as your question is concerned, how we need to have networking with other professionals. The very easy way of connecting with other professionals, especially the people from publication industry. So I'm sure Dr. Mandar is going to talk about that. So they are the teachers, I should say, when they come to your library for canvassing or marketing their products, you need to spend some time, means just speak for 10 minutes with them. And they are the people who are going to tell you the trends in the field. So that is one thing. And second is the technological, you can say, profession or the technicians who may be there in your ICT section or computer center in your own institute, but somewhere you require help from those who are not belonging to library, but they know technology. Those could be from your own family, or those may be your relatives or your own students, because I have very interesting story about my blogs. I was not knowing how to work on WordPress. I took help from a BCom student, Yash Gandhi, in 2019. He taught me in the afternoon, and next day I launched my site and I said that, no, I have debit card ready with me, so we'll host it and we'll do it. And he was very much surprised because a student felt very happy that here is a person who doesn't know IT because he's from BA background, and he's working very hard and he is ready to do that. And till date, he is working in an international bank now. He's a very good, means he's having a very good position, but still he's supporting me. So this will really help. This kind of connection will really help.
Thank you. Another thing I would like to ask is that in addition to our LIS education, as continuation with the earlier question, that in addition to the LIS education, do you suggest that the professional should take up some courses in newer areas of study, and which you would like to recommend for young librarians to enhance their own careers, prospects?
That's a wonderful question. Yeah. I hope you completed, ma'am.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful question. Long back, I listened to Shatrughan Sinha's interview, right? So he was highlighting about what is the importance of training in one's life. Okay, so training. So I'm not talking about the workshop, or I'm not talking about the conference, right? So training is very, very important for the library professional. So it is up to them to check which training is suitable for them and which training they should attend. And initial period, when you enter into the library profession, I think you need to spend a decent amount of time in training. In the sense, you need to go out and attend the workshops, especially. I'm not criticizing the conferences, right? Because I personally do not like conferences, but that's my own perspective and that's my own take on that. That doesn't mean that I have not organized any conference. I also organize conference, but now we are investing a lot of time on workshops. So I strongly recommend that they should attend different workshops. And nowadays, friends, you will get so many videos or promos on the site, on the mobile phone, like how to manage time, how to handle with stress, okay, and how to read books in a day. So all these kind of things, they will teach for just 3 hours without any fee. They just take 99 rupees or 299 rupees. So this is about improving our skills. And also, as far as core skills concerned, so please explore that what kind of workshops you can attend, especially those are organized by the Archives Department, Ministry of Culture, and also Implement. Also IITs, as far as leadership programs are concerned, IIMs, yes, these are really worth attending. And also any online program wherein any hands-on experience, or you can say any training program is there, so that will really help. And apart from that, the librarians need to read a lot. So that's very, very important. So if you read, you can lead. And especially my reading approach is different because I do read books, but I do read a lot of blogs. So I strongly recommend the London School of Economics Impact blog. You can read, and Elephant in the Lab of Germany. So that's really wonderful. And you can read blogs of all the leading publishers, okay, especially elsewhere, okay. So elsewhere, Springer or even Oxford University Press, they all have got blogs. And blogs are those, you can say, reserve of knowledge that will give you an idea that what is happening in the industry. Long back, the experts used to say that you need to go to the library and read the journals, because journals are dynamic sources of information. But I call blogs as super dynamic sources, but unfortunately in India, we do not value the blogs. I don't know why.
Thank you, sir.
There was one question which I feel that we have to take it up. It was, how did you convince your university officials to adopt the OA policy? I think it's a very big discussion, but you can just try and answer in brief.
Yes, that's a very challenging area, I should say.
Yes.
The only thing is that a librarian should also be, you can say, they should have a strategy, okay? Strategy in a positive sense, I should say, because you need to have your own agenda for your library. So when the charge of NRF coordinator or NRF nodal officer was given to me, and I was discussing about impact of publication. So how we can create impact of our own publication, we get a lot of citations. So that's possible only when we publish with open access journals. This is what I convinced the Vice Chancellor. And he was very much impressed, and he said that, no, you submit me a proposal. Then I said that, no, we'll put it in the minutes and we'll approve it. So that it was resolved that the library will take care of preparing the policy of that. So later on, we discussed a lot and we deliberated a lot. And ultimately, it went to academic council. None of them opposed this, and they agreed that. So now you may ask me a very important question. That's very, very important. What about implementation? Okay. So I must honestly say that implementation is not that, you can say, in a positive way, in the sense we need to work really hard, because this is very challenging to convince the faculty and the research community, but we are really successful in that. Means 20 to 25% of the target is achieved. This is what I can say.
This whole topic demands a different session altogether.
Yeah.
So it's a very big discussion, lot of policy level things involved in this. And I'm sure that you may have to take a lot of efforts to get it passed through all the statutory bodies and other things and implement this OA policy. Dr. Santosh, we are really very, very thankful for this inspiring session. And the points that you made during your presentation, that the content should have a soul, it should come with a service orientation. And that we have to, our work should speak for ourselves instead of just having profiles on the social media and other things, which are also equally important. But it is our work that should speak for ourselves. This will bring us, you know, in a good professional community where we will be recognized by the fellow colleagues and other things. These were some of the important takeaways, I think, of this session. And I think they were very, very pertinent to this young generation of librarians. And all the three different sections in your presentation were very, very motivating. And as you rightly, right at the beginning of the Cambridge presentation, pointed out that all of you will wonder how I landed up there. That was something which was, I think all of us had this question, and you very thoughtfully and very nicely brought it out. We are indeed very thankful for accepting our invitation and delivering such a wonderful presentation, engaging content. Thanks a lot. I'm sure, yes, all of us will agree that it was content with soul. You had put all your heart into the presentation. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Madhvi, for the next session.
Yes. Thank you, Meghna. So our second honorable speaker is Dr. Mandar Bodas. I'll just quickly introduce him to you. Dr. Mandar Bodas holds a postgraduate diploma in business management and earned his PhD from NCL, National Chemical Laboratory, Pune. Following that, he completed his postdoctoral studies at the University of Montreal. He then spent 2 years as research scientist in new drug discovery research at Ranbaxy Laboratories. Subsequently, he served as a senior principal investigator at Biocon Bristol Myers Squibb Research Center, BBRC, for 10 years, focusing on areas such as neuroscience, atherosclerosis, heart failure, and fibrosis. He's currently working as a solutions engineer, APAC, Elsevier, looking after life sciences data, analytic tools, addressing academia. His major achievements include development of 2 clinical candidates in the areas of atherosclerosis and depression, R&D Milestone Award for the nomination of a clinical candidate for antidepressant at BBRC, have twice received R&D Star Award while serving as senior principal investigator at BBRC, Syngene International Limited. Dr. Mandar possesses extensive knowledge in the development of new chemical entities for specific diseases and therapeutic areas. He is skilled in experimental and analytical techniques required for asymmetric synthesis, heterocyclic chemistry, and solid phase peptide synthesis. Additionally, he is also trained in laboratory safety and accident investigation techniques. We welcome Dr. Mandar to the webinar. And over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for the long introduction. So I'm the odd one out here. Talking to all the librarians, first of all, happy Librarians Day. I was not aware of it that today is Librarians Day, and it is my first instance I'm actually talking to all of the librarians present today. It's just out of the respect that Dr. Wadkar, you have invited me to talk, and I was really stunned at what I should be talking today. And after long thought, I just prepared a 10-slide presentation, and I hope it delivers a lot of information and insight information to all of you. So before I start again, thank you again for reaching out to me, having trust in me to do this presentation today. And a big round of applause to you, Dr. Wadkar and Dr. Meghna as well, to organize such a kind of seminar, wherein I also got enlightened today by hearing Dr. Santosh and his work, what he's carrying out. And few of those points, whatever he captured today, actually I had included in my slides as well. So just I will start sharing my presentation, but mostly I will try to talk through the presentation rather than going through the slides. So just give me a second. Yeah. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
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 So yes, as I said, I have just around 10 slides here, and I was really skeptical on what actually I should be speaking. But I will also like to bring into a lot of thought process in what at the other side of the table of the librarian, a person who meets a librarian thinks out, and what the exposure he or she gets into when we discuss with various librarians. And as I am actually addressing whole of the Asia Pacific region, I recently have been visiting Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Korea, and many other countries, Singapore, and I have various experiences. The way the library is being conducting themselves, the way the library is being structured there, and also then I compared those libraries with the various libraries I have been visiting in India since I have joined elsewhere, right? Before I start my presentation, something which I was trying to think of what I should be talking today. This couple of books, rather three books, caught my attention, and they are actually available on Amazon. So I was also thinking of buying one of those books to read through what exactly a librarianship means in, because that also will improve the way I behave or the way I interact with various librarians across the world. And I hope if you have not gone through these things, this also might catch your attention as well. And they are already available on Amazon there. When I was talking or thinking about this topic on having what scope as a librarian he or she will be having beyond his own work, I was thinking about information science, and that's what Dr. Barker told me about bringing the possibilities of opportunities in the information science industry in general. So when I was going through the slides, one of the concept I captured from a book. I forgot to capture this here, but that caught my attention is the different roles within the information theme itself, and librarians are well ahead of those roles, or you can say on the top of those information theme when it actually takes into imparting of knowledge education system, bringing those structurally into a particular dimensions when you actually try to organize a structural way of education system through the books, the journals, and many other resources within the library. And you see there are various sorts of librarians. So, and that actually challenged me to bring about this presentation on where I should be thinking about what librarians in general are available there. But again, it would drill down to what I am doing at this moment at the elsewhere, and it always towards the university or academic librarians which we are interacting to. But when you see the overall information processes, librarian being on the top or in the front of this, but when you try to shift yourself into different roles, information managers, and Dr. Santosh rightly brought out the point about the artificial intelligence, machine learnings, the data analytics, and the digitalization within librarians. The information managers are being the architects, are being the data production officers there, who creates the contents, who organizes the contents as well at the backend tool. And not only so, they also try to protect those contents as well. So there are a lot of web attacks there. Recently, we saw that BSOD, the blue screen of that there from the Microsoft screen, and this kind of awareness or the solutions provided to this kind of awareness is all equally important, and hence the workflow from the information managers can be quite important, not just in the forward but the backend team as well there. And hence the connection from librarians to information managers also might be a thing to look at it, where Dr. Santosh also mentioned about getting ourselves upgraded to the kind of IT infrastructure due to the current digitalization in the process there. Then you go transform ourselves from information manager to the application of it. So when you apply those information system into the knowledge perspective, that kind of thought processes, that kind of role model changes are required from transforming yourself into a particularly a structured or a very original librarians to a more innovative librarians there. And then obviously there is the need of integration with the system. When you talk about the digitalization of the library, the IT professionals, the data scientists, the data analytics managers come into the picture. So even though these are well segregated in terms of the information industry, but I feel that they also are interconnected as well. And the progress of one from a librarian, starting from his initial careers to the head librarians, he or she actually can transform their own growth when they start about integrating or expanding their roles into various forms. Now, when you talk about information science, I just captured a couple of definitions, you can say, which actually caught my attention here. And one of the thing is the word what catches my attention in this definition is interdisciplinary. And this actually fits very well into the librarian role itself. When you talk about librarian, he or she is quite interdisciplinary because they actually take care of multiple things, cater to multiple customers, as Dr. Santosh mentioned when he mentioned about his Cambridge library things. But yes, everybody is a customer when he or she enters a library, right? Be it a student, be it a professor, or be it a person, industry person who actually visits your library as well. So how you cater to those? What kind of information you have at your end? And when I saw this information science definition, I started relating myself with the various libraries I want to highlight here, particularly the National University of Singapore Library. I was there. I really found when we started interacting there, I found that it's just not I'm talking to one librarian. There is a team of librarian who always comes and interacts with us. That also happens in Australia as well and New Zealand. But I want to mention this particularly National University of Singapore, which comes into the top 10 world ranking, THE ranking, I think. They had the subject librarian there. They had, and I have this information in my subsequent slide, but just wanted to brought upfront with the definition as how interdisciplinary they work. They have this various subject librarian. They talk about the IT thing. So I saw a person who is responsible for administration within the library itself. I saw a person who is sitting there, who is responsible to delegate those administrative tasks and interact with the IT professional to resolve any issues which students might be facing while sitting in the library or even in the online databases. As rightly Dr. Santosh mentioned, they have all those digital platforms within those library framework where everything gets routed through those libraries there. So whatever the access or content a library subscribe to it, it is everything through the library. The access is being given and it is controlled also. They also organize, like Dr. Santosh innovatively did this LITCO program. They also keep doing organizing various training sessions. They try to cater to individual training sessions in subject areas as well to teach students on how to excel in their research work or in their education learning work. So it is irrespective of a subject. So that's the reason the interdisciplinary word really caught my attention in the first thing. And then the second definition, if you go into this, it's more about professional practices, how a librarian actually execute himself or herself doing her job in day-to-day activities. That actually was a couple of things I wanted to highlight while talking about this definition on this particular slide. Now, when you talk about the overall characteristic of the information science, as the definition says, is interdisciplinary nature, but at the same time, because of the digitalization of the content, it's more of technology oriented there. Now everything is on the computers. When I was doing my PhD and being a chemist, I do remember that I was visiting the NCL library and the chemical abstract sitting there in the books. Whenever I wanted to find the information about a particular compound or a particular substance, chemical substance, with the CAS number, I used to go through those books there, try to find out the information, and then go back and read a journal with a reference there. or a particular book there. So that was more tedious process when I started my PhD way back in 1998. But now, with the digitalization of content, having the various databases set, such as Web of Science, Corpus, and I'm mentioning everything there. There is a lot of content available for a student or for a librarian or for a researcher to understand what's going on there, how to digest those information if he or she is well organized into it, and then how to interact in a more interactive way and more interdisciplinary way. I feel that one of the characteristics, the interdisciplinary characteristic a librarian can bring into it is trying to do those programs like Lilitco, trying to get various information. Like when you talk about a compound, like ICT Mumbai has a pharmacy department, a chemistry department. Now, how those two departments can grow within itself, I feel that library can take a role or a leadership in this way, where they can do those integration of interdisciplinary work or research work or any other publication work, or the institute can work together. And I feel that people do work in silos, and library is a single point of contact where everybody comes to that particular place and have interaction is there. And hence, the role of a librarian can be much more than what he or she might be doing in upgrading the thought process, upgrading the mindset of those students to work more interdisciplinary. Now, when you talk about research component there, uh, again, the library can be one of the more important part when you talk about the information science, sedimentation, or giving away the information in further. When you talk about research, library do have the access to every journals they can. And when the point what Dr. Santosh discussed about having the network, librarians actually should network, according to me, should network to various librarians across the institutions, across the academic institutions, within the city, within the state, and across as well. The advantage they will get is to get this information shared quickly, uh, retrieve those information what is actually lacking, rather than going to the publishers there. And again, even though I'm talking about elsewhere, but because I'm talking to the librarians, I just wanted to let that one or two seeking one or two publications or the articles is not a sin, and librarians in their network should take advantage of this. When you talk about the industry level, I have seen libraries like ISC library, ICT Mumbai itself, having those industry people visiting those libraries there. Now here you can take the advantage of those industry professionals, or when you make those MOU of just having this access to the library, I feel that information science, usage of the information science, having those industry people visiting library, you can actually use them to do a seminar with the library. Like I always remember, whenever a new book is published by author, he or she makes a reading of what you can say. He or she actually makes a they come to the library and actually showcases that particular book, and launches that book, right? The book launch, like that. The librarian can use those industry professional to deliver a seminar on a particular topic and call or invite people there. So this is again a thought about how the information science can actually be useful in the library sense itself. Now, when you I tried to this I found this image where there was a nice connection between the science and the management itself, and I see the librarian standing exactly in the middle of this, where they have this information in hand and how they manage or how they deliver those information to the people who come to them. And this connection actually might help you to think on how you can treat your expertise and connect to a different expertise and bridge those gap between, to upgrade not just yourself but overall the institution in itself, by helping the students upgrade their knowledge content when they visit the libraries. Now, when you talk, and Dr. I apologize if there is any lack of information here, but I just try to capture the various skill set and talent set, and there is a thin line between what the skills is there inherent there, and whatever the talent is inherent there, and a skill is can be acquired there. So I actually tried to connect this, what a different skill set or the talents a librarian might try to gain during his or her course, and what the talent, the application of those skill set and the talent can help them grow there. And as I will also be sharing this slide deck with Professor Warkar there, and then she can circulate this. And hence, I'm not trying to go in much details or the finer points here, but trying to capture a couple of things. Negotiation is one of the skills which, when I interact as elsewhere, librarian is trying to do. But again, it's my perception here that one of the negotiation skill librarians lack is, or say not just lack, but I feel that they should be sharpening their saw in terms of negotiation skill, is not just negotiating in terms of the pricing, but they should try in a holistic way to negotiate a particular pricing or particular requirement or database, not with the publisher or the other person, but internally as well. I don't know if that process is happening there, but I feel that more ownership, if the librarian takes in this negotiation skill, and there are certain trainings available, as Dr. Santosh mentioned, that people should upgrade themselves. There are certain skills which this might help them using that particular information to upgrade their skill sets, and then help themselves to better negotiate with the publishers or wherever they do it. Now, again, in terms of the content management, system management, if the librarians also upgrade themselves in digital literacy skills, that might also help them to maneuver the contents on the platform, digital platform of the library, and bring in more innovations within there. And that's what I saw when I visited, particularly this NUS and libraries in Australia. Now, when I visited the Korean libraries and the Japanese libraries, I also saw the difference wherein the librarian actually interacts more versatility with the researchers there. They are always in sync with the researcher whenever like when I visit for my life sciences tools, they always are in sync and they keep talking to us. There is a feedback mechanism always happening, which is again transparent, not just within themselves, but with the persons whom they are interacting with. This. So I feel that this kind of management, you can say information management and delegation things, might also be one of the skill set in this overall skill set what I have captured here, useful to the growth of the librarians there. Now, when you talk about all the skills and everything, obviously there are challenges faced by the librarians always. As Dr. Santosh mentions, everybody wants, he or she always wants to upscale themselves in terms of the sufficient skills and competencies, and hence those training requirements particularly there. But I also saw, particularly when I was visiting few libraries within India, and I don't want to name there is particular reluctance among library professionals to accept those changing whatever are actually dynamically happening, or they are just trying themselves to be more executors. I can really mention a standout librarian in BITS Pilani itself and Hyderabad. I really was in awe of those librarians, how they actually, and now both of them I think are retired, whom I connected earlier. But I really saw a difference when they were actually transforming the library into a different overall structure in itself. And it was one of the things which I found, that they have overcome those reluctance within those library professionals, and they actually are shaping themselves for the futures. Then I feel that the major thing is the budget and the lack of commitment from the top management actually is one of the concerns to the libraries to manage. And I am sure every librarian might be going through this challenge there when it comes to the financials or the lack of resources when they want to upgrade their library, or they want to provide the best of the services or infrastructure to the institution in itself. And this kind of this kind of challenges, few of the challenges which I have captured here, might actually be tackled in a way when there is more dialogue within those institutions. When you create your internal and external network, you might get help with the discussions there when you want to actually tackle those kind of various challenges, which few of those are captured here. Now, when you talk about the challenges, yes, what I try to bring in what possible solutions one might think when you talk about those challenges there. So when you talk about the content development, digital formats, identifying those information sources is one of the key point in providing those effective and relevant information which can be accessible to everyone there within those library environment there. As Dr. Santosh Lee had created those LIDCO programs, those education and training programs, and I said one of the examples I just told a few minutes before is when your industry professionals or any other professional visit those, even those publishers there, right? Try to get more out of those publishers, ask them to do those presentation within those library setup. It doesn't mean always you need to train the students itself. What I saw in the other libraries when I'm visiting in other countries is that the librarians wants to get trained themselves first, and they train those students subsequently. This is a particular habit in Singapore and in Australia, where those librarians are really getting trained themselves. They want to know each and everything within those database, within those journal subscription, whatever they are subscribing, the content, the data within those library network. They themselves are trying to get trained first directly from those publishers and making themselves well equipped to actually address any questions which might arise from the research community or the student community within those institutions there. So training programs, the refresher courses, workshops certainly can help in this concern. Financial support, yes, this is a challenge there. So playing around the decision making, I said, or as I said, the negotiations. So yes, there are always challenges coming out of the finances from institutions and lot of budget. Year on year, the publishers keep charging them with the uplift fees. So judiciously thinking on this, and I can give the subtle example of if the librarian works out on how much a particular journal is used. And I can give an example of IIT Bhubaneswar library. When I was discussing with him, he was trying literally hard to get down to every usage within those journal framework, really how it is used, a particular database, how it is used, and then coming it really, is it worth to subscribe even though the money is there or not. So like this kind of exercise within the library framework might help when there are challenges in terms of the financial support. Change management, this is also an important, when there is things are changing towards more digitalization words, people might feel that there is less traffic coming to the library. And I really liked one of the ideas Dr. Wadkar, when I have visited her last time, about those Kindles. That really struck to me, that how Dr. Wadkar was trying to manage the inflow to the library in various ways. And one of the ways she was trying to do is having those Kindle subscriptions there. And I can just I can repeat that tip, is that once you register with one email address in the Kindle subscription, at a time you can download 10 books with the same email address there, and there will be 6 to 10 users who can use those one email subscription there. So you can create multiple user subscription, and there is a $17.99 subscription available on Amazon for Kindle books. Now this can be a versatile thing to create those inflows to the library, trying to motivate students in a different way, trying to motivate them in reading books, not just for their education, but to build or shape their careers, their attitude towards the society. And I really loved the way Dr. Wadkar had innovated this Kindle subscription program at ICT Mumbai there. And that's what the innovation in teaching learning methods will try to bring in more or nurture the students, not just in their education and research, but as a good human beings, good citizens, and will certainly impact their growth when they actually go and start doing those corporate careers themselves. Now, when I was trying to read this book, The Invisible Librarian there, and again, a lot of homework there. I just captured this screenshot from that the invisible librarian there. And what I found that it's not just the library, it's the embedded librarian. They talk about it. So a role of embedded librarian is that he or she is not doing a particular job there, but trying to do multiple roles within the librarians. And hence you can see the first example, the information literacy programs at University of Rhode Island. What impact was reported is the stronger connections within the students. They started doing it. So like this, if you see the embedded role, librarians start taking it, and these are examples of what roles they have taken and what at what institutions and what impact that has created there. You can think through it and try to create those programs like the LeadCo programs at what Dr. Santosh has created there, doing it subtly different, trying to do innovative things within the library that will not just bring the traffic to the library, but try to create a sense of purpose doing the library. I also visited an IIT Gandhinagar library, and I just wanted to mention there is that he started ordering books. The librarian started ordering books there, which actually were more impactful for the students. So it's more general books there, and you can see there are a lot of books available apart from those coursework books there in that particular library there. And I was really amazed to see that kind of commitment there from the IIT Gandhinagar librarian there. And sorry to mention a few here, but just those are examples, representative examples. And I, because of my 6 years of experience at Elsewhere and visited multiple libraries, I might not remembering each and every library there, but these are few examples I just wanted to point out there. And I apologize if I have not captured the one you might be knowing or might be doing the better job there at a library there. Now, what success factors might be actually helping you to improve your visibility, as Dr. Santosh mentioned. Partnering, collaborating, networking is one of the biggest things one should do. I personally, when I was a scientist at doing my research in a chemistry lab, and then when I transformed myself from that role to a role at Elsewhere, it required me to create my own network, to build my network, to grow my network there. And I started using LinkedIn as a platform there. So social media nowadays, so researchers have started publishing on Twitters, like the X, they name it today, LinkedIn, Facebook. So I feel that the librarians, like the workshop today, is been organized. This should be published not just on YouTube, but I think a LinkedIn. Create a page on LinkedIn. Try to portray what you are doing for the community. This will give you more visibility to not just the work you are doing day-to-day basis, but what exactly is happening in the world. And once you have the visibility, you will certainly get those solutions to the challenges you might be facing there. So these are few things which really might impact in overall growth, the professional growth and the personal growth of a librarian there. And then ultimately the title of the topic, like what basically in industry as an application of information science can be achieved by the librarian there. What various sectors are there? Yes, apart from the library sciences, there is a technology integration there. There is information management requirement in corporate sector. So I saw people from the traditional libraries going to the industrial library, being an industrial librarian, and then helping them digitalize things at the industry. So there are big pharma, and because I'm a pharma, I was into pharma companies as a chemistry PhD. I have seen those libraries only, and that's why I'm limited to my knowledge when I talk about the corporate sector library. But I've seen the pharma sector, the chemical sector librarians getting transformed themselves with the knowledge. There are a few librarians who moved from the traditional academic librarian role to those corporate roles there. And then they have the access, because the librarian is directly reporting to the director or the higher person there. They have more access in terms of the growth there, creating those impact. And what I saw again at the Ranbaxy or Dr. Reddy's is that they create those kind of workshops in the library, use those space available in the library for the development of the researchers, scientists, or the employees in the corporate sector. librarians can actually take a role in policy development and advocacy. I've seen librarians in Australia again, to be mentioning here. And one of the ex-librarian is my manager right now. He's there. He's an IT professional there. He was into library signing those administrative contracts there, and then he shifted his role to elsewhere. So there are librarians who actually transform themselves into those kind of roles. I have seen a couple of librarians even at elsewhere at the LexisNexis. We have a another company called LexisNexis, which is a legal entity that deals with all legal matters there, and there are a few librarians who have transformed in those roles when it comes to government policies discussions, checking those legalities there. There are librarians who are into roles like me. There are again two librarians in South Korea, Australia, and Japan. Not Japan, Singapore. I've seen where they have transformed into publisher role there because of the knowledge content they bring into it, because of the network, the relationship. They have been hired by those publishers and doing a different role there. Librarians because of the research activity during the PhD programs, if they have gone through in the due course, they can help in knowledge. They can help as the knowledge consultants at editors, again at the publishers levels, help in data curation management. There is a lot of information scientists required when it comes to the knowledge contents, working as asset managers there. And yes, in research, you do require the library science professionals when it comes to the information retrieval systems, digital libraries, transforming a library into digital library systems, preservation techniques. I saw at BITS Pilani campus, there are a lot of old books preserved in a different way. They have a separate section in the library there of the old books captured in the glass, under the glass there, and they have used those preservation techniques there. So this kind of roles, there is a specific librarian assigned to those preservation techniques when it comes to the very old books, the Vedas and Upanishads, and more old books available there. And then one of the smaller roles in research is the user behavior analysis, because the librarians interact with so many people in their day, from the student level, the entry level student level, to experienced professor levels, to the vice chancellors of the university, the directors or the of the institutions, with different publishers. They can create those research activity in terms of the user behavior analysis, and this might be impactful to the community of the library science professionals on what it might actually help them in providing a solution to a particular challenge when they do this user behavior analysis there. So this is all I had. Yes, it was given to me for an hour talk, but as I said, I have very few slides, and because of my very limited knowledge in library science itself, and there is practically no or zero expertise of me being in the library science network, I tried my best to provide you the information I could deliver today, just out of respect of Dr. Warkar there. And I'm open to question here.
Thank you, Dr. Mandar. And this is what we wanted, actually, an outsider's view towards the LIS profession, what is the perspective of someone who is in the information industry, but not directly a part of librarianship. So I think it was a very good and excellent presentation, which conveyed what we wanted, actually, as an outsider's view. So thank you for that. And yes, we are open for questions, if any. So I request the participants that if they have any kind of queries or questions, then can put it up in the chat box. In the meantime, I have one question that you actually frequently engage with LIS professionals, as you mentioned also. So do you think that could be, they can, of course, your presentation said that they can be valuable in various information industry, but when working with certain databases or research tools or similar kind of technological tools that are available for researchers, do you think that LIS professionals could add value or could look up for career opportunities in those fields also?
Yes, certainly, because I said the wealth of information you have as a LIS professional, the wealth of access you has as a LIS professional is immense. When you try to uh, utilize in a different way, you will know the value. Like when I moved, as I said, when I moved from my research role, which was in the four walls, to a elsewhere professional, it exposed me to various kind of information available in the market there. Similarly, the use of the existing knowledge what you have sitting in your offices there, in your library there, you it can be better utilized when you try to go out and do it. So yes, yeah, the answer is yes, it will be helpful for the LIS professional when they want to get out of those comfort zones.
Any more question, Meghna?
Yeah. You have been a researcher throughout for quite some time. And if you were to be a researcher in today's era, what kind of services you would really expect from the library? Because it has been slightly a different era in which you were a researcher
No,
as
yes.
compared to now with the resources availability.
Yeah, so I subtly mentioned about
Yes.
getting those information from your network library, right? So when I was at Syngene, when I needed an article, I used to reach out to those library there, and they used to get me that article within an hour. Now, and again, quote unquote, don't quote me when you talk to your publishers, respective publishers, but
Yes.
you can actually connect with your fellow librarians in other institute, and that's what the networking will help you to retrieve those information. Sometimes you don't need the whole journal itself. Uh, you need only one or two article in the whole year itself from those journals, and still you keep paying for those journal year on year. So now, because you created your own network, and again, I'm very specifically, please don't publish or you can stop recording. I'm just trying to,
Yes.
out of the benefit of your thing, I'm trying to tell you that uh, this will help you to actually get those content as quickly as possible, and to satisfy that particular question. When I suppose I was a researcher, I would have got the content. My job is done. I maybe needing a experimental procedure out of it, or a particular paragraph out of the whole research article. I don't need the whole information, and it will just be there for a moment and it will go away. So if would have subscribed to a journal, uh, or when I was there when you asked me question, when I was an old researcher, I would have gone to library, spent hours just finding that one article there. So when it's today area, librarian certainly can help me to retrieve the article faster. If and then I see there are people not knowing exactly how to retrieve the article when they come first to the industry. Now, the librarian can actually create a lot of impact to those first year students, first year even the PhD scholars. Even though he or she might have done BSc, MSc, he is completely different when he starts his PhD. They really don't know how to actually do a particular literature search. Now, library professionals can actually help them to do so. And this might create a different impact or a better impact for his or her growth to quickly start an experimental process of his research rather than doing a lot of literature work. So even though the content is available, but people don't know exactly how to retrieve that content, the right content in a short time. So library professionals certainly help there. I've seen this can create a bigger impact.
Thank you.
In short, can you just tell us the top 3 skills, which are kind of required or very essential while working in the information industry, working with the public
When you talk
industry?
about a general information industry, I feel that networking might be one of the top thing you might want to do, and I think Dr. Santosh also touched based upon it. I seriously feel that if you have a really good network, I think 50% of your job will be quickly done there. And the second thing what I see is trying to learn again. When you talk about information industry, it's not just in retrieving information or delivering information. It's about maintaining the information. So when it comes to maintaining, how you will manage the resources within those libraries there, or within the information industry, how well you manage. And when I say how well you manage, how well you use your every penny for the content you are subscribing to it. It's if you try to justify that to yourself, I think this is the two top things, and the third is negotiation. I brought it to a generic information industry. So a penny for the every penny spent for the every content you use it. And I can elaborate off the record there, but this is the three things very much required for a librarian, and to justify not just his or role, but to create the impact to the bigger community. And correct me if I'm wrong, because as I said, I am not the expert in the library science, neither I have been in your chair anytime. It's just the limited exposure I had with various librarians across the world. I tried to bring this information, what I have did today.
Yeah, just on a lighter note, all of us will really sharpen our negotiation skills now with the public.
Yeah, you should.
That is really required. I mean,
Because as a
all of us
scientist,
try very hard at all levels.
yes. No, Dr. Meghna, I really feel bad sometimes, but I cannot speak when I come as
We
a publisher.
understand. Yeah.
But as a researcher myself at heart, I really feel for you guys a lot.
That's what we always say, that we are in a same ecosystem, the publishers
Absolutely.
as well as the librarians. So it has to be a symbiotic relationship, but sometimes
Absolutely.
price war becomes a very difficult thing for all of us. So in India, you need to show the usage. We also need to show the usage. So somewhere all these things have to come at
sometimes you know that madam, if you can stop the recording,
yes, sure.
I can make one more comment.
Yes. Mr. Narendra, you can stop the recording.
If you are okay, I can
Yes,
give a couple of
we are absolutely fine. We do